today we're going to put into practice this idea of using our new skills with the pen tool and going back and using other tools we've learned to really make our life easier. Some people learn the pen tool and kind of forget about all the other tools we have in our arsenal. So we're going to start off with our check for understanding. What you're going to end up making is this little snout here. It's for an animal. It has a little brown nose and then the base of the face. Now, if you had to create this with only the pen tool, it's doable, but it's really hard to line up these lines as neat as it looks here. So we're going to use a shape builder to help us out. We're going to start off with our pen tool to create this base shape. I'm clicking and pulling and always leaning my handle against my shape and making this. Once I've made my shape, I'm going to take my eyedropper, steal the color. The color looks a little darker because I just lowered the opacity here. Now I'm going to make this overlap, this template I have here. I'm just going to lay it out here. The next thing I'm going to do is take the circle. You guys should have a circle already there. I erased mine by accident. There we go. You're going to have a circle that looks like this on your instructions. You're going to take this circle, bring it right over to your shape, and overlap it. And the reason why we're doing this is that we want that little sliver on the end of the nose to still exist. And if we're going to use a shape builder, we need to overlap our shapes. So next thing I'm going to do is select both these shapes. Swap over to my shape builder. The quick key is Shift M. I'm going to hold down my modifier key, which is Alt, to subtract this extra little sliver of brown I don't need. And when I do that, I'm going to get the perfect outline of that brown shape on the nose without having to draw each piece individually. Now I can select it, group it, and I have a really clean, streamlined like snout. And you can do this for any shape. And you will do this today. So I've given you 4 little forest animals here that are made up of multiple shapes. Your job is to use the pen tool, the shape tool, shape builder, a mixture of those things to create these animals. I highly recommend you use Control Y. You can enter outline mode. I've basically made it so that while you're drawing, you can kind of see underneath what you're drawing. So let me show you what I mean. A good idea, especially with shapes that overlap, is always to give yourself a little extra room. So if I drew this part of the bear, if I'm going to draw this back leg, for example, I hit Control Y. I'm just seeing the outline mode. So you can see that I've drawn the base of the bear, but I kind of want to see through it while I draw. So if I hit Control Y, I'm just seeing an outline of the shape I made. The shape is still there. It's just like almost letting me see it through. Now the next thing I want to draw is this back leg. It is a different color, so it should be a separate shape. A lot of people do this, and they mean well by it, but what ends up happening is they get like a lot of white space. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to draw this shape. I'm going to draw it like most people do. What they end up having is something that looks kind of like this. I'm going to steal the color. And it doesn't look bad from here, right? But if I move my bear over, do you see what happens? I've gotten this like gap here, and now it looks really wonky. The better thing to do is, I'm going to undo and move it back here. And I'm just going to make sure this shape is a little bit larger than it needs to be on top where it overlaps. Now it doesn't look like much, right? I'm going to move it again over. And I'm just going to send this back leg to the back. So I'm going to go to Arrange, Send to Back. And now I don't have that gap because I just have a little extra pixels here. Okay, that's a good habit to get into. While you draw each of these, remember you're not just outlining the shape of the whole thing. You're outlining each individual shape that has a different color. For example, the tail, the eyes. Some of these could be created with the shape tool. Some of them need pen tool work and shape builder. Now, if you finish early, you will have 2 days to do this. I would really like everyone to try to get to the forest image and try to make as many of these pieces for the forest for the animals to live in. You'll place your final designs down here. Be precise, zoom in, and use those pen tool skills that you've accumulated. Good luck.